Hello, the game has started and my opponent has opened with Gibber. I have a fairly balanced rack and just wondering if I have a bingo. Or calor. Not seeing one. Almost carload. I have the AL ending. Not seeing a bingo here. I have Dural. For 24. That eye looks like it helps the rack as well, but I'm just not seeing it. Okay, a little further from a bingo now. Chiv. Okay, opponent scores well there. I do have chivs now for 65. So I'm kind of back in the game. I was lagging a bit there. I don't have a way of playing. I guess I have bound. Our opponent's taken that spot. That's a shame. I don't see a way of getting my Z onto one of these triple letter squares. Maybe just WUD to sort the rack out to some extent. Poor score, but hopefully I can score better with the Z on the next turn. I have ZO, DZHO, and ZHO and DZO. ZHO plays across the top of Gibber, but does create a hot spot. Tawa is good, but I don't have an A for going in front of La. Still no way of utilizing these triple letter squares for the Z. Okay, opponent plays there. I have nothing for going above MI. That's a shame. So what about ZO for 30? Seems to give back an easy scoring spot. 28. It's also It's also pretty easy to score there. Yeah, I think Zoe for 30 just doesn't feel optimal. Terrible pickup. I have the shin ending. Tondini. No, I don't have. I have ditto, but I'm not going to score very well with this rack. I can see that already. Unless there's a bingo that comes to mind. I can't see one. Yeah. Okay, opponent's taken a lead there. And I can't respond in any meaningful way. I'm not going to score well here. Unless there's something through the E or the A. Nidation. Let me just look at the oid ending. Idiot. Okay, a little bit better. Fettons, no good. Okay, opponent's taken the spot I was thinking of. Can't use my F in this area to good effect. Not looking good. Maybe just fair for 19. Not a bad leave. I'd like to get rid of a T, but I just can't see a good way to do that. I mean, I could play F here and lair. $14. It's a better rack leave. Yeah, I'll go with this. Okay. Tio Sinte. doubt the spot will remain available. Is there a 7? Oh, it does remain available. Okay. Anything from the F? Okay. Oh, the MI is a bit optimistic. I'll go with Teosinte. I draw the X. So I have XU here for a Mozza. That's unlikely to remain available unless opponent has a play around the bottom right that he'd like to take advantage of. Yeah, he goes there. XED is good. And X. Well, that's too big a score to pass up. Scores are more or less level. But this rack will mean that I'll be scoring fairly dismally on the next go. No front hooks for Rami. I can't pluralize Teosintes. I mean, yeah, it's not. What about, I was thinking about Gunner. What does that give back to opponent? There are a few O's to come, so he could have a play there. It sorts the rack out, but scores hopelessly. Guru would be the unless there's a, what about Grunt? Keep a U back for the Q, yeah. 12, what a weak score, but I'm creating a Q spot there, so I don't like that. GU. Gee, this is hard. Everywhere I play, I'm creating Q spots. Gunner. Daup. The spot's almost certainly going to be snapped up, so I better look elsewhere. What about Dop? 20, pretty weak. Sop. 28, that's a bit better. Daup, obviously, my preferred play because it retains the S. Not a good rack leave after sop, mind you. Still don't have anything for going above MI, which would be an A. If opponent has the blank, I'm in trouble. So Daup or sop, I better get a move on. Time is ticking. Opponent taking some time with this move, which makes me think he might have that blank. Is there a way of extending Rami to incorporate one of these trips? Ramify. Okay, opponent Daup. Now what happens if I draw the Q? I draw the blank. That's good news. Nepters. Potines is good with the blank as an O. Nowhere to play it on this board. Still nowhere to play it. IE. IS. No, that's not going to work. Penites. Pinites. Time is ticking. Scores are level. Wow, I just can't see. I just can't see a great scoring spot. Seat 19. Pavones. Okay, I have vape across the top here. Could use the blank and play sov, but vape scores nicely here. Oh, he's taken that spot. Maybe just vor. I got to keep my eye on my time. I'd have to start here for a bingo. I might have to use the blank, a play of sip. No bingos ending in IT. Diapente and painted plus a... No, there's nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Pardine onto the... He might block that. Pardine would work. If he doesn't block that lane, I might just have to go with score and do a play of SIP, SIP, just to keep the lead going. So Pardine is my... Yep. Oop. Pardine. Phew. That was a bit nerve-wracking at the end there. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's see what we missed. So 470 to 359, although it was a lot closer than that at the end. Gibber for 48 was opponent's best. Jocular for 32, that would have been better. I went with Dural. Whacker and Whack both seem acceptable. That did give me back a 65 pointer with Chivs. And then Yar for 27, opponent went with Yar. Wad just to sort the rack out, but Dowd for 31 at C5. Oh, Gibber takes a D in front. Now that I see that, it actually does ring a bell, Gibber. So, yeah, Dowd would have been better, but Wad sorted the rack out as well. KCM for 77, a whole bunch of bingos. Opponent went with and Zoe for 48. Now, why did I miss that? I6 DZHO. Gibber takes a H at the end. Well, there's two words I need to commit to memory. Anyway, I went with Zoe. And then Adile's C-line, opponent went with Mealy's. Idiot for 27, Tondi for 28. Tondi would have been a better rack leave at 8k. Meliust and Tondi, nice. Anyway, I scored well and I took out a fair few floaters, so I like the strategic aspect as well. Moggy for 36, opponent went with Oi. Eft for 14, Fettered for 18. Fettered onto the ID, but leaving the E next to without the X plate, I don't know. Anyway, Eft was also a little bit loose. Ig for 26, and I then had Teosinte, the only bingo there. Me for 26 was opponent's play, that seems fine. Zhu for 36, but Axe for 54, so very similar equities. Rent for 20, opponent went with that one, and then Sung for 24. I went with Gunner. Where was Sung? 10H. Across the bottom. Yeah, I like that. It's not bad, actually. I did want to hang on to the S, though. Opponent had Chi for 11 and a whole bunch of other Excedre for 30. Wow. It's extending Excedre, yeah. So Daup for 28 was fine here. And then Trank for 60 opponent had. Wow, at M3. Oh, look at that. TRANQ doubled and the whole word doubled. Massive. That might have been decisive. Opponent went with Cat, and then I had Pesante, and I hadn't identified this lane until the next move. So I'm not sure why I didn't look there, but I was just looking underneath and got fixated. So Pesante, Penties, I think is the one I mentioned, Pentos. And look at that, Tyramines, not a bingo, but through the Rami. Very nice. Pesante, I should have spotted there. Roll up for 16. That would have been nice for opponent. And then Vor for 19, par for 26, 13B. Oh, of course, par there would have been nice. Decent rack leave. Yeah. And then Laniero, opponent had on to the D, so I was lucky he didn't spot that one. Pineland, I had through the N. Ah, look at that, Pineland. That is a great play. Making Rota and Deer, Pineland. Wow, 91 points. I went with Paradine. Spain also available at M3, which is... Ah, there, nice. Spain, parallel play. And then opponent had Freon, and that was the end of the game. But I had gone out with Paradine, yes, so he was stuck with Freon on his rack. And hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.